Good afternoon. My name is Zane Seyfried. I'm CEO of Conference Calls Unlimited, and I'm here to conduct my second installment of my weekly video blog. This week I'm going to share with you some of what I learned from that first video I created last week, and after 3 or 4 or 5 attempts I was able to successfully upload it to YouTube. And you can search YouTube for my member name, which is CCU CEO. All one word. That's my member name at YouTube for this project, CCU CEO. So what I want to do is summarize what I learned last week, starting with the most important. And the most important thing I learned last week was patience. Patience is the number one thing I learned, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. The second thing I learned is pay attention. I learned that a lot, actually. My lack of paying attention resulted in my having to redo the first video, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times. Number 3, and the thing you want to remember is read instructions. It helps if you closely read the instructions with your camera, your conversion software if you have to use any, and read the instructions with any online resource you'll need to use, like YouTube. You want to read the instructions closely before you begin. It's key. And lastly, the number 4 thing that I learned last week in creating my first video uploaded to YouTube was technology happens. So let's start with technology and technology happening and work our way back up to the number 1 lesson learned from last week's first effort at a CEO video blog. And that number 1 item again, just to give it its proper emphasis, is patience. Now, no matter how good you are, sometimes technology happens. Take today, for instance. YouTube's site is down as of 1:45 p.m. Central, Sunday afternoon, February 24th. That means no one can see my video or anyone else's at YouTube. That means until the site is available, I can't upload a new video. I can't upload this new video if I like it when I go back and review it. Now, my home computer is a bit old. It's 6 years old. It's been a very dependable gateway, uploaded with Windows XP. I think it's Service Pack 2. I've got a DVD read-write. I've got a gig of RAM. I've got a bunch of storage. I don't know, 30 gigs or something like that. Everything worked great with media. I was able to upload files to burn them to a CD and carry them to the office and work with them and back and forth. However, I recently upgraded to Microsoft Media version 10. And until then, until I made this upgrade, I was able to drag and drop files to a DVD or to a CD. Actually, to CD. Now it seems I can't. So any video I create at home stays at home. I can't save it to a disk. I can't burn it to a CD. I can't bring it to work and modify it or get my IT guy to modify it. And that's a headache. And here's why. I use a Logitech 4000 webcam, the very one I'm staring into right now. And I like their products. I like Logitech stuff. They're fun, they're easy to use, they're inexpensive. They've got a good set of features. They've got this thing called face tracking, which is tracking my face as I speak right now. It's a good starter camera, and it creates files in the requisite AVI format that YouTube requires. But for some reason, YouTube doesn't like the AVI file created by Logitech. And my first attempts were successfully uploaded to YouTube. YouTube told me so. But later, after the video had been processed by YouTube, a second step, after they've told you that they've uploaded your video and given you the embed HTML, YouTube had a message for me that said file format was unacceptable. So you can upload it, give me a code to share the video on my blog, have people watch the video directly from my blog using that embed code, but then after a few hours you'll tell me that the file format was unacceptable, and all that work I did to use the embed code you gave me is now unproductive. So that goes back to the patience item. So, now that brings us to lesson learned number 3, and that's read the instructions. You see, while I knew YouTube had a file size limit of 100 megs, I didn't know it had a limit of 10 minutes per file. They say so on their site if you look closely into the FAQs under uploading a video. But as I'd never seen this limit in time before, I've uploaded other videos to YouTube in the past. I was concerned only with file size. So I was real happy with the second effort at my first video. It was 90 megs in size and 11 minutes. But the 11 minutes didn't mean anything to me. The 90 megs meant something to me. And I excitedly went and uploaded it to YouTube. And YouTube will normally notify you when you attempt to upload a video with more than 100 megs. It'll tell you right there. But this time it didn't, and it shouldn't, because it's only 90 megs. And so YouTube went along and merrily uploaded it, notified me of their success in uploading my new video, gave me the embed code to share on my blog, and then a few hours later I checked back and I'm notified that not only is AVI file format not acceptable, but they have a time limit of 10 minutes for my video, and it had been exceeded. So, read the instructions, read them thoroughly, read everything you can about it, and even then, have some patience. So this brings me to my next learning lesson, and that's pay attention, and pay attention to the details. You see, my first draft was maybe my best. My first effort at creating a video was probably the best. It was easy, it was breezy, it was spontaneous, I was comfortable, I was excited, and I had a line of sunlight crossing my face right here for the whole time. And I didn't see that until I looked at the finished product, and I showed it to my wife. And she said, I don't think it's going to work. And try as I might to get around that, she was right. It didn't work. So I had to make another attempt. My next attempt was created at the office, the one that's uploaded. It shows a washed out office of a pale blue shirt, my blue shirt, against the very pale beige colored office walls in the background that are dimly lit, and my winter pasty complexion staring back at you. Talk about your pale rider. Clint Eastwood's got nothing on me in that video. But at that point, I needed to get a video up and move on with the rest of my day. So, this brings us to the last and most important thing I learned, which is patience. This revolution will be broadcast, and each episode is going to require some patience and learning new stuff, like lighting, and making sure there is not sunlight beaming through the blinds in your office across your face, and making sure that you close the blinds in your office so that you can turn on the lights to have more color in it, so it doesn't look like one washed out pale writer talking about something. Alright, you're going to make mistakes with old and new stuff. I'll probably make a mistake with this camera at some point if I continue using it. Then I'll have to find some easy way to share it with you, and I have to find some new resources and learn how to edit the videos and all that. So patience is going to be the key, and probably yours as well. You'll probably need patience as you help me through this learning exercise. So anyway, thanks for listening. We'll have more next week. I'm Zane Seyfried. I'm CEO of Conference Calls Unlimited. Our website is www.conferencecallsunlimited.com. My blog is zane.typepad.com. and where you'll find these videos displayed every week. My YouTube member name is CCU CEO. CCU CEO at YouTube. And P.S. Next week I'll explain about the hat. And no, it's not about vanity. Thanks a lot. Take care.